Whether it is your workplace, your marriage, your friendships, your business, or even social media, emotional control is one of the greatest forms of power you can develop. People often think that power comes from speaking loudly, proving your point, or winning every argument. It doesn't. Real power is being able to choose your response even when your emotions are asking you to react. So, today, let's understand the psychology behind emotional control, why people intentionally provoke you sometimes, and most importantly, how you can become emotionally unshakable. So, before we go any further, let's clear up a common misconception here. Emotional control does not mean become emotionless. It doesn't mean pretending that you're okay even when you're hurting inside. It doesn't mean bottling everything up until one day you finally explode. That's emotional suppression, and suppression is unhealthy. Emotional control means you feel every emotion anger, disappointment, frustration, sadness but you decide when, where, and how to express it. Your emotions don't disappear, they simply stop becoming your master. Imagine you're driving a car, your emotions are the engine, they provide energy, but would you let the engine decide the direction? No. You hold the steering wheel. Similarly, your emotions give you information, but your decision should come from your values, not your impulses. So, psychologists use this term called as emotional hijacking. It's that moment when your emotions take over before your logical brain has a chance to even think. Someone criticizes you, immediately you become defensive. Someone ignores your message, immediately you assume the worst possible case scenario. Someone insults you, immediately you want to insult them back. Have you noticed how fast that happens? Almost instantly. That's because our brain is designed to detect threats before it starts analyzing them. Thousands of years ago, this helped human beings survive. But today, not every disagreement is a tiger chasing you, okay? Yet your brain often reacts as if it is. The biggest mistake people make is believing that because they feel something, they must immediately act on it. But feelings are temporary, actions have consequences. The strongest people are not those who don't feel, they are the ones who create a small gap between emotion and reaction. That tiny pause changes everything. But now comes the question why some people try to provoke you. So I have learned that not everyone argues because they're looking for the truth. Some people argue because they're looking for control. Now, if someone can make you angry within 30 seconds, who's actually controlling whom? Tell me. If someone says one sentence and you immediately lose your temper, they have just taken control of your emotional state. Sometimes people provoke you because they want attention, sometimes because they're insecure, sometimes because they enjoy seeing you lose your composure, and sometimes they simply want you to react so they can justify their own behavior. The moment you react exactly how they expect it, you lose your advantage. Calmness is unpredictable. People know how to deal with anger. Sometimes they also know how to deal with the one shouting, but they often don't know how to deal with someone who stays calm, who will ask thoughtful questions and refuse to be emotionally manipulated. And that is called emotional strength. One of the biggest lessons I learned during my time in the army was this that pressure reveals your level of training. When situations become stressful, panic doesn't help. Emotion alone doesn't solve problems. Clear thinking does. In difficult situations, people naturally look towards the individual who remain calm, not because that person knows everything, but because calmness creates confidence. Imagine if every leader started panicking the moment something went wrong. Nobody would trust them. Leadership is not about never feeling fear. Leadership is about preventing fear from making your decisions. That lesson applies far beyond the army as well. It applies to parenting also, to businesses, to relationships, to everyday life. So let's bring this into everyday situations. Imagine that your boss criticizes your work in front of everyone. One reaction is immediate defensiveness. I didn't do anything wrong. This is not my fault. Now imagine another response. You stay calm, you listen, and then you say, thank you for the feedback. I'll review it and make the necessary improvements. Imagine someone makes a sarcastic comment. Most people immediately become sarcastic back, but emotional control allows you to pause and ask, what makes you say that? Notice how quickly the entire conversation changes. Sometimes asking one calm question is more powerful than giving 10 emotional answers, which I've also told in my this video. Now, so how do you build emotional control? So here are 5 simple practices which you can follow. Number 1, delay your reaction. When emotions rise, don't respond immediately, because when emotions are high, intelligence goes down. Give yourself few seconds, sometimes even a few minutes. That pause protects your judgment. Number 2, name the emotion clearly. Instead of saying I'm angry, say I am feeling anger. I am feeling sadness. It reminds you that emotions are experiences, not your identity. Number 3, control your breathing. Slow breathing tells your nervous system that you are safe. When your breathing slows down, your thinking speeds up. Number 4, ask yourself one question. Important, this is very important. What outcome do I want from this conversation? Not how do I win, but what result do I actually want? That question changes your entire approach. Number 5, don't let temporary emotions make permanent decisions, please. Never send that angry message immediately. Never resign from a job in the heat of the moment. Never end an important relationship because of one emotional conversation. Sleep over it. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Remember this, anyone can stay calm when life is easy. Emotional control is tested when you're criticized, when you're misunderstood, when you're disappointed, when someone tries to provoke you. This is when your true character is revealed. You don't become powerful by controlling other people. You become powerful by controlling yourself. Because when you master your emotions, you stop giving other people the remote control to your mind. And that changes everything. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs this reminder today. And remember, live with power. And I guarantee you, eventually, you will speak with power. I'll see you in the next video. This is Captain Ritu Kumar Singh signing off. Jai Hind, everyone. Namaste.